Hey there, everyone. Dr. Beth Westie here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about increasing your workouts and then gaining weight from it. Mm, Not fun. Who signed up for that? Whose idea was that? When I work out, aren't I supposed to just lose weight more? That's what's supposed to happen, right? Not necessarily for the female body. Yeah, yeah. We're going to dive into this right now. I do talk a lot about exercise and how to match different types of exercise here with your hormones. I do dive into that more on my YouTube channel, which is called Dr. Beth Westie. So you can subscribe there to stay updated on all the information I have coming out for females. I also have more information in my books, The Female Fat Solution and then The Female Menopause Solution. These are on Amazon. And then, of course, I've done episodes of my podcast, The Female Health Solution. So you can tune in there as well to get more information, more resources, and just more ideas about how to move forward with your health. Now, if you have not joined the waitlist for the next 12-week challenge, I'm going to put that link right here in the comments because you do not want to miss out. The registration link gets released at the end of the month. The only way you get the link is if you are on the wait list, and we do fill within about 24 hours. So why is why do we fill so fast? Because these are all the things that we dive into, and then I get to work with you to make sure that whatever your goals are, whatever your workouts are, whatever you like to do actually fits with your hormones so that you actually make progress and you understand the time frame of where your body's at and how fast or slow things are going to progress there because we do a Dutch test, testing your comprehensive hormones, seeing what your levels are at so we understand how your body is functioning right now. Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, all right, harder workouts. These can be things like increasing your strength. So, increasing weight, increasing reps, doing something more, increasing frequency of that, right? I'm lifting 3 times a week instead of just once a week. Yes, so you're doing some type of harder workout by increasing your strength overall. Absolutely. Increasing intensity. Sometimes it's doing some type of interval training, a more frequent interval training. Um, Adding in like plyometrics, something like that, where you're really forcing your heart rate up, causing your system to work harder. And a lot of times you would think, oh, well, that's just going to burn more fat, right? Not necessarily if you have adrenal fatigue or if you're at a certain point in your cycle, your body's actually not going to burn more fat. Yeah, again, you learn all these things in the 12-week challenge, but if you're trying to push your body to a certain point at a certain time of the month, there are some points where your body's like, nope, that's not our goal right now. We're not going to do it for you. Yeah, yeah. Increased duration. If I run 30 minutes and I get this far with my exercise goals, maybe I'll run for 2 hours and then I'll get there faster. Oh, that sounds amazing. Nope, nope, same thing. Depending on where you're at in your hormonal cycle and depending on what your cortisol response is. Yeah, yeah. So just because you're working out harder does not mean that your goals are going to happen that much faster or it's going to be that much easier. Oftentimes it feels like it backfires on you and it makes things harder. Why is that? Why would you have weight gain? Why would you have a classic example? I hear about this all the time when it comes towards running a marathon. People who are training to run marathons and they're like, oh, I decided to run a marathon or I decided to run a half marathon because training for it, I'm for sure going to lose weight. And they end up gaining weight. They're like, yeah, I wanted to lose 15 pounds. So I started to train for a half marathon and I ended up gaining 10 pounds. Now, what do I do now? Yeah. Well, we have to work with your body and your hormones to make sure your metabolism is actually working for you because you just put on a bunch of miles on a stressed out system. Yeah. So what is this weight gain though? What is it actually from? A lot of times it's from increased fluid, meaning when you are working out harder and if you're not giving your body the proper time it needs to fully rest, recover, and repair, it's going to have an inflammatory response, which is increased fluid. Now, a lot of times that can happen right in the muscle tissue. For example, if you do a heavy leg day and then later that day or even the next day, you're like, whoa, my jeans are a little tight in the quads. What's going on? There's more fluid there because that muscle tissue is repairing, right? These are the days where it's hard to walk up and down the stairs after a leg day or get up and down off the toilet because your legs are so sore. Yeah, there's more fluid in there. That's a normal muscle response. and the scale can actually go up a little bit. So realize that the scale is not necessarily going to give you accurate information on your fat burning all the time. One, because of our hormones, because females lose weight differently than males, and our weight goes up and down throughout the month. You don't weigh the same every single day of the month because you have different bodies throughout the month because of your hormones and your body chemistry. So fun. So fun. So as that muscle holds more fluid, it shows up on the scale too. Yeah, normal, totally normal, and nothing to worry about, right? But you can play mind games with you. If you have an increased cortisol response, this is something that's not good. This is you working out harder, and then that tire around your midsection seems to get a little bigger. Yeah, that's not good. That's a cortisol response. If you're doing it right, you should have a decrease in inches. Even if the scale's going up, the inches should start to come down. Now, again, where the inches come down, especially at first, is not necessarily your belly, not necessarily that midsection where you're looking at. It's usually the upper arms. I see this all the time when we do update pictures in our challenge. Kel's update, and they'll be like, look, I'm not any different. And I look around their midsection, I'm like, well, it's not really that different. But from like navel up, so different, so different. Arms slim down, right? Chest, everything. Like it's completely different. Of course, you're not like looking in the mirror and being like, oh, my arm right here, I need to lose weight. No, we're all looking at our bellies, right? That's that's what we all do. So that's what you're using as a measurement. But again, in the female body, the progression of this and to actually get your metabolism going, it does not come off the belly right away. Why? Because that's a cortisol response. And again, we dive into this more in the 12-week. But the inches come off and it comes off top down. So that's a normal response. So really it's important you're doing the right measurements, you're looking at the right things for your system to see that you're actually making progress. And it's not that it's not working. You have to understand that it is working. It's just a different order now because you're working with your system and not fighting it. So there is that. And then again, weight gain can come from increased muscle tissue. So if you are building more muscle, right, to burn more fat, you need to have a certain amount of muscle mass to actually increase your overall metabolic rate. Building that muscle at first, the scale will go up. It absolutely will. Muscle weighs more than fat. So I would rather have you gain 3 pounds of muscle and then all of a sudden be able to lose fat tissue. But at the same time, it's not like you necessarily gain the muscle and lose the fat. It's more like you gain the muscle and then the fat tissue starts to decrease. I know. It's not fun, right? Like if I were to design how this progresses for women, I would not design it that way, right? But this is how it goes. This is the order of things. So once you understand that, it can make sense then, and you can logically think through this process when you're looking at the scale and thinking, okay, am I doing this wrong? Is it going in the wrong direction for me? Is this bad? Or is it just that I'm building more muscle tissue and I'm at this certain time of the month? So, of course, the scale is up a little bit. But I feel good. And oh my gosh, yes, my update pictures, I can really tell there's a big difference in my upper body. So I'm for sure on the right track. Yes. Or is it that you are working out really, really hard? You're becoming really exhausted, you have an increased cortisol response, and you're not actually building muscle tissue, then you might be heading in the wrong direction. Then you for sure need a Dutch test to analyze your hormones and get on the right track so you can actually make progress. So that's what I got for you guys today. Please let me know if you have any other questions. If you want me to talk more about anything that I've mentioned here and do a deep dive, just let me know. You can always leave a comment below. And if you're not comfortable commenting, don't hesitate to reach out to me and send me a message. I get questions from women all over the world every single day because not a lot of people, talk about the specific information for females and our physiology. And that's what I teach you, how to work with your physiology, how to eat for your cycle, how to work out for your cycle, and making sure you're doing all the right things for your physiology. So have a great rest of your night, and I will see you later.